So we're here at the Triad booth with William, and these are new, right? Because
Right.
I've checked out your booth every year, and I've never seen audio transformers, particular the A11 at the booth before. So tell us what's going on here.
Recently, we've had a lot of requests for some of these legacy parts from various equipment manufacturers that are reissuing some of this classic audio gear that was manufactured over the years. So we had all the original documentation, and I would say not relatively easy, but we didn't have to reinvent the wheel in a sense. We had to source some of the raw materials and perfect some of the manufacturing techniques, which have changed over the years, so that we could actually duplicate how they were built back in the 1950s. So in this case, it's a paper tube that they're wound on, perfect layer winding, very fine wire, lots of turns, and then every layer, some of these transformers, this one I think has like 35 layers and so there's a perfect layer of magnet wire, and then there's a paper insulation, and then there's another layer of perfect layer and paper insulation, and so you build up this 35 different layers, and they're sandwiched in a certain way, like in primaries and secondaries, and then nickel lamination that we had to make sure was performed the same as the original lamination, beeswax impregnated, new metal cans, and then we put them on our audio precision to test them and compare them against the legacy parts. And the legacy parts even vary over the years, right? Like you look at the parts that were made in the 50s and they were marked a certain way, and the parts that were made in the 70s a different way. So it's kind of been a challenge to sort of like make sure that we were true to the original, what is actually the original part in a way.
Absolutely.
And it's been pretty successful. It's been fun to see, like in a lot of the forums, people doing their own DI boxes and things like that, and using the A11J, and then posting up what they did and how happy they are with the performance, especially compared to some of the clones that were available. Like, it's not as easy as just taking a transformer and tearing it down and going, oh, there's this many turns and this gauge wire and stuff like that. It's a lot more complicated than that, and you really need this audio precision equipment, for example, to even verify that you've got the same frequency response and losses and everything over the entire audio range. So we're pretty happy about it. And now we're re-releasing the AES series too, which is a higher power, a little higher performance part. They were used like in a lot of more professional recording equipment.
Yes.
Like Pooltex.
Yes.
And Fairchild 600, I think it is.
Yeah, so this is more like a DI transformer that was used in a lot of DI boxes.
Yeah.
And this is like, as you said, like a Paul Tech style output transformer.
Yeah, yep.
What do we have going on back here?
Oh, this is just a large shielded power transformer. It's actually probably for used originally like in a mill arrow kind of application.
Okay, because I see HS and I was like, is this from some weird piece of Western Electric gear I don't know about?
I don't know HS. What, like Triad's been around since 1943, and some of the naming conventions are a little hard for me to get my head around sometimes. So HS. I don't know if it meant high performance shielded or what, like probably something that kind of basic.
Okay.
But yeah, this is just a power transformer. This is another power transformer that was also probably used in some tube application because 6.3 volts. But it was and I don't know, this part number shows up if you like Google it, like what the original equipment was.
Yes.
So we're really open to that. We have established a manufacturing facility now in Southern California, so we're building some of these parts back in the U.S. Majority of our products are basic power transformers and stuff like that are built in the Philippines.
Okay.
So, our Philippine factory has no interest in. It takes over an hour to wind this part, right? And they just can't do that. Yeah. So.
Understood.
Yeah.
But those are all handmade here in America.
Yeah, they are.
That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
And are you still rolling these like in 10-foot rolls like they did?
No, so we developed some tooling where we're winding them like 6 at a time now. But,
okay.
Yeah. So when you wind them on a stick like that, like a paper section, then they would put them in a bandsaw and they would cut them into like the right exact, and then they'd have to sit there and they'd have to fish out the extra turn of wire that they put on there to use to interconnect. Like as I said, they're sandwich winding, so primary, secondary, that kind of thing. So you get good coupling. And you have to fish those out and then terminate them together, and that process is really a challenge too. So in some ways, because we're winding them individually, 6 at a time, we don't have to. We know which winding is which.
Yes.
Every layer, wherever we have to sandwich winding, so a little more efficient, less losses, I think.
Okay.
In terms of like, when I say losses, I mean production losses, like yield.
Yeah.
The yield's pretty high now. And the wire's super fine, breaks easily, lots of turns. Nothing more frustrating than have like 45 minutes worth of winding time into this thing and then have a wire break or something like that.
Well, very cool. I'm excited to see you guys making some audio transformers. You guys have always made such great stuff for power supplies.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'm excited to see this.
We're excited about it too, to be honest. Yeah, it's, you know, for us, it's not it's sexy business, right? Like, you know, it's exciting to be part of something that the music and sound industry that just, you know, brightens everybody's day.
So I see some small guys down here. Are any of these microphone transformers?
Yeah, so there's a couple of microphone transformers. This is like a BV8.
Like a Neumann style microphone transformer?
Yeah.
Dang, how do I get some of these to try out on some mics, man?
By the parts distributor, DigiKey.
No. Yeah, exactly. Where do I buy them from?
Yeah, DigiKey is a good source for this stuff. We sell through distribution, so you know, it's funny. It's, you know, the audio world kind of has their own distributors, and the electronics world is like we're DigiKey, Mauser.
Exactly.
You know, those
so
guys. We're still that's who we sell
still
right?
through DigiKey.
So we're bringing them in some ways new customers by releasing this equipment, these transformers.
There's no way to order this directly through your website or anything?
Not
like that?
really. No, we don't sell direct. It's kind of a hassle with sales tax and all that kind of stuff.
Understood.
Yeah, this is one that was in a Perlman microphone, I think, too.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Dave makes great microphones, man.
Yeah.
So if I had a transformer that I loved, could I send you that transformer and try and get
100%. So that's so.
Like, even if it's not a Triad.
So, yes, sure. So like a UTC or something like that. Like,
yeah.
So, but what we want to know is when we do a reissue, we want to know somebody. We're not really as familiar with the audio world as everybody else is. So we need somebody to sort of justify. That's happening right now with. What part is it? It's a TY30. It's in a. Somebody came to us with a hey, we'd like you guys to build a TY30. It goes into a synthesizer of some sort, and Soder makes a clone, and they're like not really happy with that clone. It doesn't sound as good as the original. So, but he came to us and gave us the whole story, the whole backstory about like which synthesizer it goes into, and so we can kind of do some more research, and then we can justify the engineering time to like put it back on the market and support the DIY kind of community. You know, it's fun to see your parts on like the A11J that was in the famous Wolf Box DI, to see like people building a DI and then posting the and being so happy with the performance and things like that. I love it. It feels good, right? Like, you know, because it's not, like I say, it's not our main business, but and then the other part about it that's nice is we actually are building the U.S. and employing people in the U.S. and those kind of things.
And that's always wonderful to see.
Yeah. And fortunately, you know, these are expensive transformers, so they can afford, like, that people are willing to pay for that expensive labor compared to the Philippines, let's say. And the fact is this is actually, adjusted for inflation, it's actually cheaper today than it was when it was released in the 1950s. Like, because Triad's old catalogs actually had prices in them, right? Like, so you can see what the one-piece price was. It was like $24 way back when, and now it's about $140, I think, or something like that. So,
okay, William, thank you so much for taking your time to explain this, and I'm so excited to see as you guys explore more into pro audio what you have in store for us.
Well, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah.